Today we are walking through a rainforest in Jamaica. Half of our group decided to come do the trip up the mountain, and the other half decided to go to a maroon community. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of hiking. Something you're not used to when you're just stepping off of a boat, but you know, it was really nice to stretch our legs again and just kind of explore in the rainforest.
This is the plant which is called sour sap. When it is ripe, it becomes soft. When take the skin off, there's a white texture inside. A very good fruit for the nerve. If you have a good glass of orange juice and soursop juice and tired, then it's going to put you to sleep.
Rufus was our tour guide. He is a descendant of the maroon community that when they ran away from their slave owners, they couldn't use any of the traditional doctors, otherwise they would have to go back and be punished. So they ended up trying to find traditional remedies. So the maroon community is very closely tied to the medicines on the island, and Rufus himself was very forthcoming with all of his knowledge and all of his information about the plants we were going over.
Herbal plant is all about practice.
Right.
It's all about you got to be there with it. You got to grow with it. It's got to be a part of you.
Mm-hmm. He was talking about exactly how you make chocolate from the cacao tree.
Inside here, this is the cocoa beans.
He seemed to grab plants out of nowhere and say, "Oh, well, this one will cure stomach aches. This one can close wounds." I wrote my change paper on a topic called authority versus experience in terms of medicines and how medicines have been used throughout the years on the different islands in the Caribbean. And I focused on how traditional remedies used by the natives have been influenced by the use of modern medicines in drugstores. We ended up doing an addendum at the end of this trip after we've researched our topics and visited communities on the port stop destinations, and the information we gathered by actually being immersed in the culture we used to change our opinions of what we've been writing about since we first started writing just from documents.
Which way are you going?
It was one thing to read the document on the computer screen. It was another thing to see those exact same words in an original copy of the Sloan book. But now to see the actual plants that he has, perfect, beautiful illustrations of, it's a different experience entirely. It's one I never thought I'd be having. It's fascinating. It's absolutely amazing just to be here and be able to be in an area where you can find all these remedies around you. They're everywhere. We've seen them in the back of people's gardens. We've sampled them from the back of people's gardens. No, it's fascinating. It's amazing to be able to see the plants that Sloan was recording so many years ago, just sort of being part of the society still today. I feel like people, certainly the rural communities in this valley, do use the plants around them. I don't know if the whole island does, but I ran into a couple of people at the market yesterday too, who were talking about how they still, go into the forest and pick a certain plant that helps cure a certain ailment, and they'll make a paste or they'll boil it and they'll make a remedy for themselves. But then I ran into some other people who solely trust the pharmacy. So, there's a mixture. There's certainly a mixture in this area.